Hey guys, it's your boy Nixtape Banks coming back at it again this week with another video. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys because our subscriber count is flying up. We're over 500 subscribers now, almost at 600 subscribers, I believe. Thank you guys. But today we're talking about Frank Ntilikina, and I know it's a really controversial topic amongst the fan base. Guys are either really far one way or the other. I kind of stand in the middle, but make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. Bless up. All right, guys. Now, before we get into my opinion on Frank, let's talk about the facts. All right. So, if we look at Frank coming into the draft, all right, this was his scouting report. All right, his strengths: elite size for a point guard with very good athleticism and quickness, impressive wingspan close to 7 foot. Very mature for his age with a good basketball IQ. He has a thin frame, but his body structure suggests that he can add weight and increase his muscle tone nicely. A true point guard with a pass-first mentality. He can control the pace of the game nicely. He's an excellent passer with great court vision. He is always looking to find the open teammate. He can pass on the move and also while penetrating. Excels on the open court and loves to run the fast break. Great ball handler. He also has a nice hesitation dribble, and he has an improving crossover dribble in his repertoire. Possesses an explosive first step, really good on ISO situations thanks to his athleticism, length, and excellent ball handling. He can create his own shot and score off the dribble from mid-range, and he has also a floater as a counter move. When he has time to gather, he can finish strong at the rim, improving three-point shooter. He is already very good on the pick and roll situations as the ball handler because he has shown patience and is always looking for the right choice. His body and physical tools are his biggest weapons on defense. He has great lateral quickness, which helps him stay in front of his man. When he is motivated on defense, he can be a lockdown defender. His length and athleticism help him make a lot of steals. He's a versatile defender with the potential to guard multiple positions in the future. He has a high upside. Weaknesses: he really needs to add some muscle to his body, or else he could have problems at the next level. He hasn't been tested at a senior level yet. His shooting release looks a little odd at times, and that's the main reason he isn't as consistent as a shooter from long range yet. He needs to become more vocal and learn when he has to take over a game. At times, he is too unselfish and too keen to pass the ball, and as a result, he looks passive. He must add some aggressiveness to his game. He has problems finishing through the contact at the rim due to his thin body, and at times, he looks like he is even avoiding contact, settling for a mid-range jump shot. He has problems against the physical game. He isn't always focused on defense, and at times he forgets how to keep a low stance when he is guarding his opponent, and as a result, he can be crossed easily. He relies too much on his length to make steals when he gets crossed, which leads to bad fouls. He has problems defending the pick and roll, looking lost at times. Stronger players can post him up. Now, his weaknesses, they're still true. His weaknesses are still true today. So now going into his fourth season, the fact that his weaknesses are still true today, some can look at that as a failure for him. Some can look at that as a failure for the organization. But let's look at what he faced coming in. All right. So coming in, he came into a situation filled with animosity due to who drafted him, Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson created this situation where players didn't know what to do. It's like they're being forced to run the triangle. Now, the triangle I don't think is a bad offense, considering that the Golden State Warriors run the triangle, but it's really just too predictable when you don't have the personnel to run it through and through, and you don't have the coach to really teach everyone how to manipulate the triangle, right? Because the triangle is spacing, but players need to learn how to manipulate it. So he comes in, players are disgruntled. So the guy who drafts him ends up leaving, and a new regime comes in, and he's looked at as an example of the old regime. This is the last regime's pick, and we don't support him. So he had no support coming in, basically. He came in, he was playing behind Jared Jack, and that didn't necessarily better him all the way. Now, I'm for having veterans around, but there were times definitely where it felt like Frank should have been playing and Jared Jack should not. All right. So they did a bad job balancing that. Now going into his second season, we had him playing behind Moutier, who they were trying to revive Moutier's career. They had him playing behind Trey Burke, who they were trying to revive Trey Burke's career. And it felt dumb, right? It's like you're revitalizing these point guard, shooting guards careers because they're failing, instead of focusing on developing your current point guard, right? And then ultimately they let Moutier walk, so you basically avoided developing Frank to develop a guy who you just let walk, instead of at least keeping him as a backup or something like that. Although oftentimes it was really hard to watch Moutier play anyway. All right. And then you look at they traded for DSJ, and they picked up Alfred Payton. So he's always been playing, behind someone else. So mentally that's hard. You're coming in, and as you've come in, you're already being compared to other players that got drafted behind you, DSJ, Malik Monk, and right now, I mean, arguably he's probably the guy who deserves the most minutes, because at least he's at least elite on defense. The rest of those guys are neither elite on defense nor offense. Frank can guard 1 through 4, blah blah blah. I don't have to go talk about his defense. If you have an opinion on Frank, at the very least you're aware that he is a really good defender. All right. Now, offensively, he lacks a lot to be desired. All right. We talk about Frank Ntilikina, and we can't help but talk about the fact that he is a guy who does not really attack, right? Like, I can honestly tell you, as someone who's watched probably every single game that he's played in the NBA, because I watched almost every Knicks game, right? This is a guy who I've seen the quick burst of athleticism, right? Now, he's not no freak athlete. He's not Zion Williamson. He's not Russell Westbrook, but he's quick. I've seen that first step. I've seen him get past his man, but I get frustrated with him because he gets past his man, and then he either slows down and then tries to take this mid-range jump shot from the free throw line every time, or he tries to throw up the little floater. Those two things aren't falling for him. Or he tries to dribble out and then pass in, right? Or pass out to someone. Now, when he's aggressive, right, in his role as a playmaker, because see, they tried to turn him into a spot-up shooter in his sophomore season. Fizdale tried to turn him into a spot-up shooter, tried to play him at the 3, all these different things, which was retarded, right? You have this guy who is a good playmaker. He has really good court vision. That's his strength. Focus on his strength. Build up his strength. Instead of worrying about building up Moutier, who his strength was he can get to the rim. Okay, so let's make him get to the rim. Okay, so you could do that for Moutier, but you couldn't do that for Frank. You know what I mean? You were able to do that for Trey Burke, but you weren't able to do that for Frank. Right? These guys, they did not invest enough in Frank. Okay? We've seen what he can do. We've seen him get double doubles, right? Not often, but we've seen him do it in pretty much each season now. Once get a double double or get really close to it. Frank is someone who can get past his man. He's really good at threading the needle. All right. Now, he doesn't have crazy handles, so he's never going to be, or at least I don't think he'll ever be, a 20-point per game plus scorer. But if you look at his shooting, right? Free throw shooting is one of the best indicators of a player's ability to develop a jump shot. He came in, his free throw shooting wasn't good. Right now, his free throw shooting is really good. Right? He's shooting about I think 85%. He had gone on this crazy streak where he hadn't missed a free throw, and he was our best free throw shooter. He is really improved his free throw shot, and he's really improved his 3-point shot from the corners. All right. Now, from the corners, from the left corner, Frank shoots about 60% from that left corner, and he shoots about 40. I want to say 45% or something like that from the right corner. Right. Those are good percentages. All right. From that left corner, he's on par with guys like Kyrie Irving and stuff like that from that left corner. The problem is he just doesn't take those shots enough. He settles. All right? He settles in his jump shot. He settles. The thing is, he takes the easy way out sometimes. He takes that when he's told to be aggressive. It feels like he drives to the rim. He breaks. He gets past his man, but then he settles for that mid-range jump shot. That's his easy way out. Now, I think Tibbs is really gonna take that mid-range jump shot away from him and really instill in him go hard, right? Go hard. Either attack that rim with some force or shoot that three-point shot. But don't go looking for that mid-range because that's the easy way out. I don't think the mid-range shot is always a bad shot, especially if you're good at converting on it. But if that's your easy way out, you need to take that away. That's his safety blanket, which doesn't even work. Why? Because that's his easy way out. So when he's feeling weak mentally, that's what he goes to. So he shoots that shot weak. So of course he misses it. Now if he went into there strong, like this is my shot. All right, so you take that then, because he probably make it. When guys are really focused, when guys are really into the game, they can make that shot. Cause I've seen him get it. I've seen him convert on it. He can make that shot, but he goes into it with this weak mindset because that's his easy way out. And with the finishing, we've seen Frank dunk the ball, but rarely, because he doesn't go to the rim strong. He still goes to the rim weak. It's as if he's still stuck in this mindset, like they said it in the draft report, that he has this thin frame. That boy is a ox now. All right, he's yoked. That man is yoked. He needs to start going to the rim and really finishing, really going strong. And I think Tibbs is gonna have a really good impact on him, because if Frank just shoots his shots more often, Frank is probably a double-digit scorer. Right now, that's not like wow, a double-digit. That's not amazing. But understand this: if guys had to respect Frank scoring, his playmaking comes up, because he is a good playmaker. We've seen him thread the needle. We've seen the repertoire he has when it comes down to him with Mitchell Robinson and any big that's really played for the Knicks. He develops a good 1-5 pick and roll, 1-4 pick and roll. We even saw him really develop that with Porzingis before we traded away Porzingis. All right, so we know that his passing ability is up there. I think he could get up to 5 assists per game or more. If he gets real right, like he really gets right mentally, his assists could really get up there. But I'm not gonna say that right now. I'm not gonna put that kind of pressure on him, put that out there. So you guys go on his Twitter and put that pressure on him. Nah, I think coming into this season, Frank needs to have the goals, or the coaching staff needs to set the goals for him. That listen, we've seen that quick first step. You need to finish strong. You need to shoot your shots more and shoot them well. When you pass that ball, you're not passing to pass out. You're passing to make a good play, right? Which he does. He makes good plays. He makes solid plays. He always makes a smart pass. But stop being so in your head, right? It's great that you're cerebral. It's great that you're intelligent. Put that into motion. Learn to attack. Then we could bring in your intelligence, right? Then we could bring in how smart you are. Because if you hit that, he hits these corner threes at such a high clip, but he rarely shoots them because he's timid. But if you start shooting them now, you open up the floor for RJ. Now, if RJ's be able to have more gravity because you're having more gravity, now that opens up the game for you to make more plays for other people. Just like Isaiah Thomas said. Isaiah Thomas said, I'm a pass first point guard. This is the legendary Isaiah Thomas from the Detroit Pistons. But I score, and I'm known for my scoring because I was always taught that you open up the game for others by becoming a threat yourself. All right? So let's hope Frank does that. Let's hope the coaching staff does that and really hones in his scoring abilities, because I think they're there. I don't think he's going to be a 20-point per game scorer. I don't think he might not even be a 15-point per game scorer, but I think he can be a decent shooter from the 3-point line, because his free throw shot has improved greatly. His corner 3-point shot has improved greatly. And if he gets confidence shooting those corner threes, his 3-point shot overall is going to go up. You see what I'm saying? If he's picking his shots, his 3-point percentage overall is going to go up. And maybe that confidence, when he sees those corner threes going in, that confidence translates to other spots along the 3-point line. He stops taking those weak mid-range shots that he takes, the weak floater that he takes, really attacking the rim. And guys have to stick close to him, because when he penetrates and he gets into that rim, you know, he can make a layup. All right. If he's just standing there and you're not guarding him, he can make a layup. So we've seen, you know, defenders press against him, and he makes great plays. He threads that needle, makes the sexy pass, and the big, you know, Mitchell Robinson, he finishes, or Todd Gibson, whoever finishes. All right. So we need to see him do more of that. We need to see him do more attacking. We need to see him be more aggressive, because I think a lot of his weaknesses come from the mental side of the game, from him being too much in his head. We need tips to get him to act, you know, tough on offense, not just defense. All right. So thank you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know in the comments. There's no hate. Like I said, I kind of sit in the middle. I can see why people don't necessarily love Frank. I can see why people might look at him as dead on offense, but I can also see why people look at him and say that defensively he's so good. If he can just be good, like, you know, a double-digit scorer offensively, then it probably pans out. And I think that big key is him opening up that floor with that 3-point shot. Anyway, peace, guys. Bless up.